The turning point isn't February 14th when the ball is bounced. The turning point is right now in the lead-up. For over a week, Chad Warner will be immersed in the Western Australian setup. He'll be training, he'll be strategising, he'll be sharing a locker room with some of the game's most intense rivals, Patrick Cripps, Shai Bolton, Aaron Norton. And who is leading that conversation? Dean Cox. This isn't just Coxy giving him a pat on the back. This is Coxy, as the head coach, developing a full-scale game plan to dismantle the best of Victoria. What schemes will he implement? What tactical secrets will he be sharing with his Black Swans? Think about the dynamics. When Dean Cox is speaking to Cripps or Bolton, he's talking about how the Big V can be beaten. He's exposing the weaknesses, the chinks in the armour of the competition. He's coaching the highest level of representative footy, and Warner is in the front row, absorbing every tactical nuance from one of the sharpest football minds in the business. Could this origin experience, this intense bond with Coxy away from the Swans' main group, accelerate Warner's development beyond anything we've seen? What knowledge will Chad bring back to the SCG locker room? It's an unbelievable dual loyalty situation. Coxy's paid to elevate the Swans, but for one night he's fully invested in the Black Swans. And our Chad Warner is his most trusted midfield gun. It's a risk, absolutely, but it's also an unprecedented opportunity for high-level tactical learning. The pressure on Chad in that moment, standing in the Optus Stadium tunnel, will be immense. He's not just representing his state, he's representing the standard the Swans have set. Could anyone else have handled this dual-role pressure with the same intensity? The reaction from the Swans faithful has been one of pure, unrestrained joy and pride. Swans supporters couldn't believe they'd bagged not one, but two club figures in such a massive contest. Our social media channels lit up. It was pure, unadulterated, absolute scenes. We see one of our own taking centre stage on the national landscape. The fallout across the media has been swift. They're labelling this game the clash of the midfield titans. And Warner's name is front and centre, right alongside superstars like Nick Dacos and Marcus Bontempelli. This isn't the future, this is now. What does this mean for the locker room? It's a massive confidence boost. When a young gun gets this level of external validation, it lifts the entire squad. It proves that the relentless standards set by the coaches, including Cox, are paying off in spectacular fashion. And what about the human element? Warner's own words speak volumes. He's excited to drown out the travelling Victorians. He's got that famous Swans mongrel in him, that uncompromising will to win. You can hear the hunger in his statement. This is a young man seizing an opportunity, not just accepting an honour. The official club statement was proud but reserved. You could sense the management knows they are sending one of their key assets into a highly emotional, high-intensity crucible. They are trusting their man, their coach, and the growth they believe this experience will provide. This origin selection for Chad Warner and the Coxy connection connects right back to the very soul of the Bloods culture. We've seen this before, haven't we? That moment when a player graduates from club gun to national icon. It reminds me of when Paul Kelly stepped onto the national stage and owned it, carrying that uncompromising Swan spirit with him. It's a reflection of our history, where passion and fight always trump natural expectation. For the Swans, the consequences are enormous. This match will sharpen Chad's edge like a razor. He'll come back a better decision maker, a more battle-hardened leader. This origin experience isn't just a break, it's an accelerated masterclass in midfield warfare, taught by his own mentor, Dean Cox. The future? This elevates Warner into the conversation for the next captaincy group. It makes him invaluable. The question now is, what tactical secrets will Coxy and Warner keep under wraps, ready to unleash not on the Big V, but on the Swans competition in the coming season? We're about to find out. When Chad Warner runs out onto Optus Stadium, he'll be wearing the colours of Western Australia, but every single tackle, every explosive run, every goal he kicks will have the red and white spirit of the Sydney Swans in its DNA. At the end of the day, this is what being a Swans fan is all about: the pride, the connection, the knowledge that our club produces not just great players, but champions who carry that Swans spirit onto the biggest stage of all. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is this the biggest opportunity of Chad's career? Hit that like button if you're backing Chad and Coxy to pull off the upset, and I'll see you in the next one. Up the Swans!
One jumper, one iconic coach,
And suddenly, a spotlight the size of the Nullarbor has been thrown right onto the shoulders of Chad Warner. The kid who once just hoped for a start is now carrying the pride of an entire state, with a familiar Swan right there by his side. G'day Swans fans, and welcome back to the channel. If you live and breathe for the red and white like I do yourself a favour, hit that subscribe button right now. Join the Swans Daily News family, and let's dive into this. The news broke, and honestly, it sent a jolt of pride right through the supporter base. Chad Warner, our electrifying All-Australian Swans dynamo, has been officially selected to represent Western Australia in the colossal AFL Origin return. The Black Swans will take on the Big V of Victoria in a fixture that is already dripping with history and drama. This isn't just about an exhibition match, is it? It's a statement. It's an affirmation that our number one is now unquestionably one of the game's elite. But here is the jaw-dropping detail, the one that makes this a truly Swan-centric story, the element that injects intrigue and emotion right into the heart of the contest. Chad won't just be playing for WA, he'll be playing under the watchful eye of a Swans legend, our current assistant coach, Dean Cox. Warner playing for the Black Swans, coached by Coxy. The link is undeniable, the optics are stunning, and the potential for this to impact the Swans' future is colossal. It's an honour, absolutely, but it's also a pressure cooker. He's carrying the flag for us, even 1,000 kilometres from the SCG. But to truly grasp the significance of this selection and the relationship with Coxy, we need to go back to the journey that built this gun midfielder. Think back to when Warner first arrived. He was a highly touted kid from the Peel Thunder region, drafted in 2019. Talented, yes, but maybe a little raw. In a midfield stacked with established names, Parker, Kennedy, Heaney, it takes a certain ticker to not just survive, but to thrive. And that's where the story of the past few seasons truly begins. Behind the closed doors of the Swans bunker, the coaching staff knew they had a diamond. But who was the man tasked with polishing that rough edge? Enter Dean Cox, the ruck titan, the Eagles legend, who now pours his footballing wisdom into the next generation of Swans engine room talent. Coxy's role wasn't just about footy smarts, it was about confidence. It was about teaching a young gun how to harness that explosive power, how to pick the right moment to hit the accelerator. We saw the results almost immediately. Warner's run and carry exploded, his attack on the ball became ferocious. He transformed from a promising prospect into a bona fide All-Australian star. A stunning achievement that, let's be honest, no one truly saw coming this quickly. It's an open secret that Coxy has been Warner's biggest mentor. They share that elite-level understanding of the midfield grind. They have built a relationship based on mutual respect and shared success. Warner himself admitted he was pumped to represent WA, but the quote that truly resonated was the one about Coxy. He said, "Especially with Coxy as coach." That isn't just a throwaway line. That's an acknowledgement of a deep professional bond. This selection, this Black Swans call-up, isn't just a personal achievement for Chad. It's a huge tick for the Swans development program and a powerful endorsement of Dean Cox's coaching. But now that mentor-protege relationship is about to take on a whole new dimension in a high-stakes arena far from the familiar confines of the SCG. Here's the part that changes everything.